त्वमादिदेवः पुरुषः पुराणः त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परम निधानम वेत्तासि वेद्यं च परम च धाम त्वया ततं विश्वमनंत रूप वायु यमः अग्निवर्णः शशांकः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहस्य नमो नमस्तेस्तु सहस्रकृत्वा पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते. You are primeval God and primordial Spirit. You are the ultimate shelter of the universe. You are knower, the noble, and supreme abode for universe is fully pervaded by you. Being of infinite forms, you are the God of wind, God of death, God of fire and water, and moon god, and great grandfather of beings. We salute to you thousands and thousands and again and again. In last session, I have described about the effect of Rajasi Maya, and now in this session I will describe and want to put some thoughts before you. Body actions affected by Tamasi Maya. The third form of ultimate power of God is Tamasi Maya, Tamasi illusion. The Tamasi form of Maya is showing its influence especially in today's world. Most of people are fascinated by many types of ignorance covered by the power of this illusion. Being covered with ignorance, man is commencing various kinds of misdeeds by being subject to Tamasi Maya. Chaos in today's society is the atmosphere of misdeeds, is spreading, unnecessary violence is taking place. All of them should be considered on the working of Tamasi Maya. Today's human is indiscriminately engaged in accumulation of worldly goods and enjoyment. All of that is the result of influence of Tamasi Maya, the murders of the weak, helpless, innocent people, and the atmosphere of terrorism and anarchy. All of them should be considered as the form of Tamasi Maya due to power of this illusion. Man is ignorant of ignorance to behaving as arbitrary and escapism. The man effect Tamasi Maya is described as follows. Deedless nature. A man covered with Tamasi Maya does not want to conduct duty deeds because he does not have the same of most the duty deeds. When Tamasi Maya impresses a man being. He lives by imagining mentally fulfilled karma without doing it. Due to laziness, pomp, sleeping, etc., he becomes deodorant. He does not like to perform the duty. He performs deeds only to fulfill his enjoyment. The remaining essential, routine, casual works are completely lacking in him. One of main reasons for this is that he is affected by predominance of Tamsi Maya, and his lack of karma also prevents him from the obligatory karma in the form of substance. Unnecessary solution of anger, evolution of anger. Unnecessary evolution of anger. You must have seen many such people, and like the life, that many keep ragging in every point. Each of his behavior is covered with the anger, whether it is a good thing or matter of their interest. Then answer the anger. The manifestation of anger is a clear manifestation of Tamsi Maya. The person who always has anger, who gets angry at talk, he presents every fact with anger. Anger is spread only with the angry expressions, and they are covered with the Tamsic Maya. Tamsi Maya surrounds such people seriously. The emergence of anger, the reason and the cause of unreason, and the penetration of the anger and resentment of anger. All of this is the work of Tamsi Maya. This is the effect of Tamsi Maya, produce of unnecessary anger. Excess of greed. The desire is get everything in the world remains in man. These expressions do not happen spontaneously. The only reason for this is that sees happiness in the things of the world. For this reason, the desire is collect from also resides in it. He wants to enjoy the thing of the world because of the Tamsi Maya. It is the called greed to get the desire, to get it form of lucrative point of view is desire, consume. When we see a new thing, we want to get this feeling of greed is due to infatuation of human consciousness. Tamsi Maya has awakened the desires of man, get earthly objects. Due to this, the excess of greed remains in the bodies affected by Tamsi Maya. Ignorant actions. Ignorance surrounds a human being due to excess of Tamsi Maya. His knowledge gets covered, just as clouds surround the sun. Ignorance in the form of cloud covers the knowledge of human being due to Tamsi Maya. When a man's knowledge is covered, he performs many ignorant acts due to ignorance. Knowledge is the proper driver of human. karma. A man covered with tamsi maya does some work, something which has the importance of antisocial, illegal, and immoral actions. Doing that you should not do. Contrary, it is called ignorant karma. Ignorant deeds are due to predominance of tamsi maya. Next, in vain hopes. There is a glut of hope in man's life. The situation that we do not have access to which is not possible for us to achieve, which has no justification in our life to think of it and wish to attain it is called futile hope. Man's vain hopes and due to tamsi maya like a small person hoping to become a very high ranking person. Such an ordinary person suddenly wishes to become a dhanpati, kuber, gods of wealth. Such vain hopes are the functions of tamsi maya and their rise in human life is due to tamsi maya. Necessary origin, sleepy laziness. Due to the influence of tamsi maya is a person drowns in sleep and laziness. If unnecessary sleep or laziness emerges in a human being, then it should be understood that tamsi maya has a strong influence on him. A person covered with the sattvic maya remains enlightened and he does all this work from time to time, awakening, daily work, food, self-study, relaxation, sleep, etc. Not plotting these activities in time and consuming excessive sleep by being lazy is one of the tamsi maya, is one of the work of tamsi maya. Due to the power of this illusion, a person is not able to do his daily work one time, sleeping till late in the morning and working awake at night is due to the effect of this tamsi maya. Next, falsehood. Misrepresentation of the real thing not being the same things of the event and behaving in the same way is called misconception. A specific definition of falsehood has been introduced in Gita ji. One who abandons his material pleasures from the senses and keeps thinking about it with his mind is misguided, that is to say, falsehood. This mistake is clear that there should be uniformity in our thinking and behavior. If there is a difference that if we do say some other thoughts and do not our actions accordingly, then it is a misnomer. Falseness is due to the influence of tamsi maya. Falsehood. To give unnecessary suffering of creatures. It is a sin to give unnecessary suffering to beings, even to torture a creature when it is necessary. It is illegal in torture him. If a person has committed a sin, then he should try to remove remove from the conduct of sin. Humans are tortured unnecessarily to show their strength, to show the strength of their power. All this work falls under the category of gross sin when the effect of Tamsi Maya prevails, then the person covered by this illusion gives unnecessary hardship is other humans being living beings. These tasks are placed in the category of prohibited deeds. Man should never have to do this. When or with the Tamsi Maya surrounds a human being, he is toward causing unnecessary suffering to the creatures. Feeling of helplessness and loneliness. This is the effect of Tamsi Maya. Man is the son of Almighty God. He becomes helpless with his poor deeds. What Tamsi Maya surrounds a human being, then he considers himself helpless and would not live humbly. If a man goes into shelter of God, his humility and helplessness will end. When the envy of enchanced man surrounds him, then a feeling arises to his mind and that we are helpless, we have no support, we are humbled. When these feelings come inside you, then you understand that we are having a strong influence of Tamsi Maya. Evolution of depression. Man loves his relatives, family members, relatives, and gets covered by their love. It is a mamta that keeps a human being bound for life. If there is no mothering, then the human being should not be anything for their relatives. He does many things for his relatives. When he works for his own people, when he sees that our relatives have become hostile to us or are separated from us for some reason, then a feeling arises to his mind. Unhappiness arises in the mind of all of us also due to separation of our relatives and the following of affection at the time of separation. This is called the sense of sadness. When the predominance of Tamsi Maya surrounds a human being, then the feeling of sadness arises and emotion takes a strong form. Fraud arising in family, society, and relations. How much discord is there among today's families? Brother, father, son, mother, son create discord in the family due to wealth. The society also has a similar situation. Wealth in relatives is due to discord, blood relations sour. Disintegrating for a little bit of money and property. Brother is the killer. All this is the manifest effect of the predominance of Tamsi Maya. When a Tamsi Maya surrounds a human, then he creates discord on the family in society. Discord occurs in relationships. This is the main reason for the fragmentation of today's feeling. This defect of Tamsi Maya is evident in this attachment to objects and individuals. The main act Tamsi Maya is attachment. When we have ultimate action of our objects or person due to ignorance, the he becomes unhappy with the imagery of separation. Then this is feeling is called fascination. Like if we built a beautiful building with the great effort, with many efforts, then our attachment to that building gets generated. We know the truth and eventually we will die and we will be deprived of this building, lost in the fire of days. But if we try to damage or take our house due to any reason, then we feel very sorry. The suffering is due to the attachment. Such people also have a fascination. When the influence of Tamsi Maya form of Maya increases and the strength increases, me remain infinity, fascinated attachment in the obvious work form of Tamsi Maya. Unnecessary growth of enjoyment. When the restrict of the worldly pleasure in human beings, the accumulation of things increases, unnecessary even, then becomes covered with the tamasic Maya. The only purpose of unnecessary accumulation of enjoyments is to the enjoyment worldly pleasure with the ultimate freedom. When this is instinct increase dramatically, it humans that then it should be understood that is a covered with the Tamsi Maya. A man covered with the Tamsi Maya expresses joy in worldly pleasures. His intelligence increases so much that he forgets about the sense of duty. Tamsi Maya should know the reasons for the amazing growth of indulgence. Belief in gross misdeeds, violence, and tantra mantra. When a human is heated by gross misdeeds and wants to kill or kill people in society or committing violence, it should be understood that it is covered by a strong influence of Tamsi Maya. Belief in misdeeds, violence, and tantra mantra are all manifestations of Tamsi Maya. Violence is prevalent of society today, and immoral deeds are being executed all around and the belief of people about Tantraman is increasing. It should be understood from this fact in today's society, the influence of Tamsi Maya is increasing very fast. Tamsi Maya, while